Hi, my name is Aaron Borders, and the company I chose is Remax Professionals. The reason I chose them is because my best friend is a realtor, and here's what I learned. The type of culture they portray is a market culture. A market culture is primarily customer service based. Its objectives are to compete with other real estate agencies and to produce more than them. Throughout this presentation, I will be discussing the 10 cultural clues I chose while interviewing the broker of the lawn office, Lawn Parks, and its employee, Jocelyn Wood. The cultural clues that will be discussed are Remax's mission statement, their history, pay and compensation, diversity, employee participation and involvement, employee selection, leadership style, performance appraisals, policies and procedures, and use of meetings. Now, I will provide the question and answer portion. When I first got to Remax, I took a seat in Lon's office, and the first question he asked was, "You're not going to record this, are you?" And I said, "No, sir." So I was not able to take any photos or audio to respect his wishes. So here's the first question I asked. What is Remax's mission statement? He said, "Achieving our goals by helping others achieve theirs." My next question is, what is the history of Remax? Remax was founded in 1973 by Dave Lineker and his future wife, Gail Main. In 1975, Dennis Curtin bought the first franchise in Kansas City, Missouri. The company grew to 100 franchises in just 2 years. In 1976, Remax held its first convention in Las Vegas, which became an annual event. My next question was about the compensation and pay. He said it's strictly commission based. Each realtor gets a percentage for what they sell. Then I asked about diversity. And he said, candidly, "I don't believe in the movements that are happening right now with the Black Lives Matter, but the fact is that we have people of all races here. If you're motivated, then it doesn't matter what race you are." Then I asked, "How would you describe your culture?" It's more about success and culture. Real estate is an open-ended business with a 10% success rate. It's about helping people. Then I asked, in what ways do the employees participate in the decision-making process? He said, our employees are independent contractors, so we just try to motivate and encourage. Employees get business by setting up networks and referrals. Then I asked, what is the hiring process like? He said, all employees are required to have a real estate license. I look for highly motivated, driven people with a sense of urgency because our main priority is to get people into their new homes. The failure rate is 90%. Then I asked Jocelyn, what kinds of questions did Lon ask you during your interview? And she said the main 3 ones were, am I motivated? Where do I see myself? And what are my goals? Then I asked Lon, what is your leadership style? He said, lead by example. One day at a Remax conference, one speaker said, if you don't have an assistant, you are one. So you must fulfill your own potential. Then I asked Jocelyn, how would you describe Lon as a supervisor? She said, he's very motivating, supportive, believes in everyone, very straightforward, he's a great mentor with a great sense of humor. Then I asked Lon, how would you describe Jocelyn as an employee? He said, she's very driven and highly motivated. She's not afraid to talk to people, which is true. Then I asked, do you do any kind of performance evaluations? He said, no, not unless people are struggling either with something personal or low numbers, then we try to coach them. But if people are not driven, then we have to let them go. Then I asked, what are your policies and procedures? He said, here we live by the golden rule, which is do unto others as you'd have them done to you. Each employee is responsible for their own listings. We like to have each employee make at least 10 phone calls a day because real estate is a numbers game. If the phone rings, answer it promptly. If not, you'd miss out on a sale. Be professional. Buying a house is one of the greatest joys a person will do, so make it enjoyable. Then I said, what are your day-to-day duties? He said, work on listings and referrals. And Jocelyn said, be prompt and be flexible and get your 10 calls in. Because being a realtor is like being a doctor. Any time you have to meet a client at a house or anything, you'd have to drop everything you're doing just to go satisfy their needs. And then finally I asked, do you hold any team meetings? He said, no, since our employees are independent contractors, they're out selling, but we could have one-on-one coaching sessions. We also have a lot of fun in our office. And that is it for my questions. I appreciate your time. So in summation, Remax seems like a great company to work for. It has strong team building skills and a great overall structure. Just to have that salesman personality, which I do not have. So that concludes my presentation. I hope you learned about as much as Remax as I did. So thank you all.